As many of you know, by listening to my podcast and going to freedomwatchusa.org, Freedom Watch is not only involved in corruption in government, but also we're here to prevent an abridgment of freedom. We further freedom, shining a light on freedom. And that includes economic freedom, which helps us all. It helps our economy. It helps put money in your pocket. It helps for initiative for people to advance in whatever job they have or whatever career objective they may want to follow. And that's important. And that's why we brought an antitrust case years ago, about 2 years ago, against the PGA Tour, its commissioner, Jay Monahan, the official golf world ranking, the DP World Tour, which is the European Tour, and Golf Channel, for attempts to monopolize, on behalf of the PGA Tour and DP World Tour, the golf industry. As you might remember, there was a new league that was formed. It was called LIV, 54-hole format, shotgun starts, so everybody would have the same weather conditions at the same time, music, very fan-friendly, and also something that would appeal to youth, to expand the game of golf. But the PGA Tour couldn't tolerate that. And they did whatever they could, whether it was defaming LIV players, calling them takers of blood money, those who could work with terrorists, all kinds of names, murderers, everything to deny them rights with regard to television contracts, sponsors, you name it. I brought a case on behalf of consumers. I was the lead plaintiff. I brought a case because this prevents consumers from watching LIV golfers and PGA golfers compete at the same time, because the PGA Tour and DP World Tour had also put on suspensions and fines to prevent LIV players from playing on their tours. Now, LIV players are independent contractors. They should be able to play on any tour. And without making this too complicated, because you can go read about the case at freedomwatchusa.org. Recently, with regard to the Olympics, you can see the effect of this anti-competitive conduct. Is that LIV golfers, and LIV golfers per capita, the league has better players than the PGA Tour at this point. Everybody from Jon Rahm to Patrick Reed to Sergio Garcia to Brooks Koepka to a host of others. Yet they have been excluded, the American ones at least, from playing on behalf of the American team because of the anti-competitive acts of the PGA Tour. Yet the foreign ones from other countries that hail from other countries, such as Jon Rahm and Mr. Neiman and others that are involved, they're able to play for their countries. And this is important because you can see the effect. As the American team is not the strongest, and frankly, it was discriminatory. It hurts the golfers. It helps them. It hurts them in terms of getting sponsors, in terms of building their name brand and recognition. And this is the result of the PGA Tour doing its anti-competitive bidding and attempt to monopolize. Now, this case is going forward. It's been delayed because the PGA Tour and individuals like Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy and others who have lawyers, incidentally, who represented the woman who claimed she was raped by Donald Trump, remembered 40 years later, they've tried to slow everything down. But it's picking up again. And watch what we do, because economic freedom is very important. And golf is a game that is growing throughout the world. It's become very popular. It's a game you can play well into your upper years as a senior. It's something that you never have to lose. And for young and middle-aged people, it's a great source of enjoyment and competition. And it's probably the only sport left that has any degree of decorum. It is a gentleman's game, whether you're from any walk of life. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. Go to freedomwatchusa.org, support Freedom Watch, not just for what we do in the political and government sphere to hold politicians and government officials and judges and lawyers accountable, but also to keep open competition, to keep free competition. Thank you for listening to me. As I always say, remember the Father and Son will only help us if we help ourselves. Freedom Watch needs you. Go to freedomwatchusa.org, contribute with tax-deductible contributions. We'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Thank you for listening to me.